Welcome everybody back to another Boldcast reaction. I'm Lindsay.
Oh, Carson.
And
I didn't mean to yawn this. We're very excited for this. I just did it to start for no reason.
Anyway, we are reacting to the final episode of this part of Attack on Titan Season 4, the final season. I'm kind of scared. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. Such as...
Levi just getting blown up, and one of those people can regenerate, the other one cannot, so we'll see how that turns out. And well, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know at this point. At this point, I don't know. I don't even know whose side I'm on anymore with all the Zeke backstory. But
yeah, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff we still don't know, like what, like the full aspects of everything. There's still a lot of mystery going on. I don't know how this is gonna end up. I don't know what cliffhanger they're gonna have. Like,
they're definitely leaving it on a cliffhanger.
This episode is just gonna be like 20 different cliffhangers. They're gonna be like, oh, this character, this is what's happening to them right now. Oh, okay.
No, I disagree.
No.
That's not what's gonna happen. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I want to watch it. Let's go. Rain.
It's just raining. It's a bad omen.
Rain. Oh shit. That censorship. Sorry, what? Is he dead? No way. He's about to wake up. He's really like,
Doesn't
Are
matter.
you joking? Oh, did he order it to like take him away?
Maybe.
What the fuck? What the fuck was that?
I can't tell if that was just like a weird as hell Titan and that's just like how they eat people, or if he had like set that up in advance.
He must have, right?
He must have.
He must have. Why would it, we've never seen that before? Like them, like...
Just rip their stomach open. Just...
Well, I mean, the abnormals act in, like, strange ways, but that seems very intentional.
Yeah.
The only thing, like, we've seen them act in, like, weird ways that are related to, like, their real life, their human selves. So maybe it's, like, a woman who, like a mom soldier or something like that, or, like, a woman who, like, shoving the body inside of her or something like that, because we've seen, like, kids who were Titans and they're, like, playing with each other or, like, weird shit like that. But, no, I wager to guess that the simpler explanation is just that he ordered them to do that. Exactly.
They can't
All the
do
control is
anything
completely
else.
fucking gone.
All the armbands.
Pretty much. Yeah, but I kill all of you as well.
Like, everyone.
クソ野郎になっちまったってことだ。大事だったはずの二人を意味もなく傷つけちまうほどもう我を奴が正気だとしたら何の意味もなくそんなことをするとは思う。
Yeah.
なのに奴の真意があるんじゃないのか。お久しぶりです。志願者の英雄の皆このような場所での再会、とても心苦しいです。おい、お前もそっちかよ。出せよ。バカか。悪魔どもに肩入れして裏お前だろ。なんだと。悪魔の末裔女なんぞに鼻の下伸ばしやがって。てめえ殺すぞ。俺に毎晩あの女のこと聞かせやがって。正気に戻るかと思った俺がバカだった。てめえもだっつった。分かるように言ってやる。汚れた悪魔。彼の秘密をもうあなた方を悪魔と見なしたからは世界から憎しみの連鎖を断ち切り、エルディアとマーレでさえも救うことが目的なのです。すべてをお話しします。世界を救うジークの秘策、安楽死計画のすべてを。よう、サシャを殺したがファルクを助けたかったら協力しよう。壁内の侵入者が反応を示す。動かないでガビも静かに。
Oh my god.
静かに。君がエレン・イエールであってる。
Holy shit.
That's really.
That was so badass. That was a better, like, back screen walk on than when Aaron did it a couple episodes ago. Really?
ガビ。ポケットから手を出して。
What is Gabby gonna do now?
引き金を引く。あなたの
There's no way that you do that. There's no fucking way.
引き金を引かないなら何しにここに来た。手をポケットに入れた。どうなるか君は知ることはできない。床に散らばった後。いや、わかる。あんたは撃たない。始祖の巨人を殺すことは命令は必ず始祖を奪還せよだ。この後に及んでも巨人になってから俺を生かしたまま食わなくちゃいけない。だろ。
There's no way that they could beat Aaron in a fight.
引き金から指を外して。重大な軍規違反のツケを払うのは収容区の家族も一緒だ。
You can't bluff. So what's the plan there, Pieck? Oh, so he did fucking know the whole time.
No.
あなたが始祖の力を使えたらマーレを倒せるんじゃないかと思って。賞賛もなしに全世界を敵に回したわけじゃ。
Good point.
Is she?
だとしたら何が望みだ。マーレおよび世界から支配されているエルディア人の解放。今すぐ私の家族を収容所から出してあげた。
Seems weird that you'd stab a Jaegerist in the neck if you were considering working with them. I think you're literally the only one who bought into it, Gabby. Did she know about Zeke's plan?
I don't know if she knows the plan, but we know before there was like some distrust amongst all of them.
Ooh.
王家の継承維持が不可欠なままです。幸いにしてヒストリア女王は世継ぎを授かっております。その子が天命を全うするユミルの民が
Her child will be the final. True, true. What's your plan?
どの国も様々な問題を抱えています。ただ一つ、確かなものは強大なる巨人の脅威、地を打つ者が存在したという真実です。ジークとエレン、人類史があと何千年続くほどの偉業を成し遂げる者がこの先現れるでしょうか。かの兄弟はこの先何千年も語り継がれる象徴となるのです。古代の神々がそうであるように、主として人類を照らす太陽となる。どうされましたか。そのような尊いお考えがあったと感動いたしました。それはよかった。嬉しいです。あなたにも分かっていただく。
Was Armin real? That music did not fit with him. Does he real? Is that real?
I genuinely can't.
I can't tell if that was like a weird act Armin's been known to throw on a fucking game face every once in a while. Is he really? Is okay. Oh shit! He's there.
And she didn't point him out.
Watch Aaron just get fucking sniped from far off. What's your plan there, Pieck?
I'm so...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's underneath. Oh, shit.
Oh my god, it was so close. It was so close.
Oh, got his legs. But it's nothing. Back in Shiganshina? Oh, Jesus.
And they're all just trapped in, like, the basement of that place.
Magath? Is Magath there? Of course he's there. Reiner! Oh, Jesus, he looks so scary.
They're not fucking around this time.
See you next year, ladies and gentlemen. You knew it was coming. There it is. There's your fucking cliffhanger right there. Trash.
They, like, and I love how they they have dragged out the thing with Levi and Zeke for like 3 episodes worth of cliffhangers, and we still got no closer to knowing what happened with that shit.
We kind of did.
Kind of.
We got a little
we
closer.
We got to see Zeke. We didn't see Levi's
at
all.
Dead fucking body, I bet. I assume.
Zeke was like almost dead from that, and he's a titan. That was really good. The stuff with Pieck was really cool. I really like Pieck. Just, like, in general, she seemed like, every time we've seen her, she's just been, like, cool, like,
it was
cool.
so unbelievable the whole time, though, because it was just, like, she walks in, first thing she does, fucking, a fucking knife to the neck of this guy, and then she's like,
by the way,
I've actually come here to help you. Like, or, you know what, actually, I'm on your side. It's like, you literally, with no remorse, were talking over the guy you just fucking killed. He isn't dead yet. Like, he's still bleeding out on the floor. People don't instantly die when you stab him in the neck. He's gargling right there, but we're just gonna keep talking about our plan. Yeah, I didn't think, yeah. But with Armin, That was what weirded me
That
out.
was weird.
That was weird. It seemed like a, if it was anything, I don't know. Okay, I don't know if that was genuine or if if it was genuine, then they really rushed the end of that scene because it seemed like if it was supposed to be really genuine, they like blew past that little like arc that he had there in that conversation because like
he's just all of a sudden
genuinely like
bawling his eyes out.
It might make like it makes sense with it could like either way could make sense with him because he could be like trying to like get in Yelena's graces and like, oh, Eren was so good all along, or it could go either way. I don't know, but the problem is I don't know, and I don't know if it was intentional that I don't know, or if it was just they rushed the end of that and it's just like, oh, Armin, like something about that was really weird. I can't put my finger on why that the emotions there were so confusing. But this episode, man.
Yeah, the stuff with Armin, like that scene was a little bit weird. I don't know, something was weird with that. But the stuff with Pieck, it was like, but it was like well done. Like if like it was unbelievable because of some of her actions and like what she was like what we know about her. But I think the distrust of like Marley is real. Like she said at the end, like I trust the people that like I've been fighting with. I don't trust like the political power and like
also
the country
shifting.
of
like,
Marley.
Marley isn't necessarily like with the attack on Liberia. It would make sense that she would where she lands makes sense because like we saw the entire military elite of Marley get fucking destroyed by Eren. So it's like with Magath at the top, it's possibly a different country. That was Tiber and Magath's whole thing was that they were trying to end like at least slow down the military industrial complex, and now Marley's allied with other nations instead of just fighting the entire world, and it has a different administration. So it's possible. It genuinely is possible at this point that if the right people get into power and the right things happen at the end of this war, that that Eldians won't be treated the same way, or at least it's possible. I don't think it's likely because they still have the ability to turn into Titans. It's still a countrywide, like, deep embedded racism, but it is possible for them to make that happen or have some sort of something to look forward to rather than just being turned into Titans as fodder. It's not as bleak as it was before the attack on Liberia. That really shifted everything, and with the way that like Zeke and Eren are making enemies of the entire world, the focus is shifting away from Marley just fighting everyone around them and trying to take over the fucking world or just profit off of as much war as possible. It's changing. The dynamic is really shifting for Marley as a country. So the idea that like, oh, there's no hope for you if you're an Eldian and Marley isn't quite the same. It's still really bad, but at least there's a future that could be attained at this point, which is more than they could say from before. So Pieck, like, staying solid it does make sense. And
but I do think like I do think it's cool how there's like is like the bit of truth in that, like we were talking about last episode, where like we don't think that Eren actually like fully feel like is so fully what he's saying is 100% how he feels like about Armin and Mikasa. Like he absolutely hates them so much, but there is like a grain of truth in there, and it's similar to what Pieck is doing this episode of like, yeah, I hate Marley, and it's like not
I imagine 100%, you would.
But there is the hatred is there, like what she's saying is believable because it's not a lie.
Yeah.
And I think that's like an interesting aspect of this season of like telling the truth and lying at the same time. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's, I don't know. I like that kind of thing.
Yeah, so Zeke
gets
put in a Titan's stomach, presumably be taken away.
Yeah, and Hanji and everyone else are like relatively close by to that as well. Like they heard it.
I wonder what that must be Zeke preserving himself. But is Zeke dead? Do you think Zeke is dead? It's very possible, and it would really complicate things if Zeke fucking died.
If Zeke was dead...
If Zeke was dead, they would have no choice but to be Historia or the heir. And have, like, give Titan Serum to the heir. Turn, like, the baby, turn it into a Titan, maybe if she goes into labor right now, and then they have a newborn baby. And then they turn that thing into a Titan, turn it back into a baby, and then Eren can just carry it around and use it as, like, the royal blood version of the Titan.
You would
have to get
it to
Zeke's
eat
body.
someone.
Yes,
yeah.
They would have to get Zeke's body, or another Titan.
If Zeke dies, then, like, if he's dead, then the Titan is no longer with him and will be, like, gone away to be born.
But maybe he ordered the Titan to, like, go away. Or, like, go towards Historia or something if he had that information. Or he's not dead. Towards allies. Like, go back to Shiganshina, to Yelena, or something like that. They definitely don't want to go to Shiganshina right now, but... yeah, I don't know what his plan, if that's part of his plan, if he programmed that into one of the Titans that he made. I don't know where he's going, and I don't know if he is dead, this is going to be bad. But if he is, oh shit, I just realized, if he is dead, the Titan will be reborn in the baby, right? Possibly.
It could be that.
It could follow the path to another royal-blooded...
She's the only one that we know of who's currently pregnant, but I'm sure there are other
definitely
people.
other pregnant Eldians somewhere in the world, but there is some possibility that if Zeke dies right now, the baby will be, and if you recall, OP2, Sasage.
Could you imagine Eren just, like, has, like, a little baby backpack? Like a baby carrier backpack.
Sasageo, Shinzo, Where is it? Where is it? Right here! What is that? Is that Eren's hand, possibly?
A baby?
And a baby holding hands and creating a future?
I never saw that before.
I've been wondering about this fucking image for years, since this OP came out. There's no babies in Attack on Titan. Where's the baby? This is the fucking baby. And I don't know how it relates to the rest of the OP at this point. But there is an explosion after the all the colossal Titan and
that would be really interesting if Zeke died and then there's like a thing of just like Historia giving birth, and then like the baby is a Titan. I don't know how you'd like tell if the baby was born as a Titan. Eren
touching could probably see, because they're all connected through like metaphysics, right? Through the paths.
But I just wonder, like, because for a Titan, like when you turn into a Titan, like would a baby have any control over that, or would they just fucking explode out of their mother and
no, they would have
them.
Control as long as they weren't harmed. They need to be
but like
harmed.
what if you just like, I don't know, they got like scratched by something,
they get angry and they're like fucking fuck you, they're just like so angry at like whatever's in front of them, and they're just like the goal in their mind is like kill,
I'm
destroy
hungry.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Eat food turns into a Titan to just eat as many people as possible. Possibly, like that's the danger of it, but we never because,
like we know that it can be like
we don't know if it ever has been.
But I don't know if it ever.
It must had to have been. Otherwise, they wouldn't know.
Yeah, they wouldn't
no way to know that.
But I guess the thing is I wonder why we don't know more about the, like. I feel like it would have been a horrible, horrible thing. But for there to have been a baby.
Here's why. Just the fact that there isn't anything about that means that nothing must have happened, and it must not be a horrible thing. Maybe it's just that simple. Or someone else
just ate the baby.
I fucking hope not, but there's no way to know. We don't know. All we know is that wasn't a problem, as far as we can tell. Otherwise, it would be talked about a little bit more. But this picture, I think, says a lot about what's going to happen. I think that this isn't just a random picture. I think that it is telling for what's going to happen in the future.
I think
in which case Zeke is fucking dead, and then the Titan's going to get passed on to the baby. Conveniently, a baby that is about to be born, and it must happen upon birth. There's very strict. I don't want to bring abortion into this or anything, but like, babies are. It's not a life until it's conceived, I guess. Or until it's born, not conceived. It's not technically alive right now.
Yeah, because I wonder, because like if the Titan is then put into a new baby, does the Titan enter upon conception, or does the Titan?
Well, clearly, if this theory holds true, then it would be birth. That's when life begins. Life begins at birth. But yeah.
Interesting. That's a really cool theory.
I think the only thing that makes me so rock solid on it is this picture.
Weird. And and like you were saying earlier, the Titan, like, oh, what if it was like a mom? She's like putting like the little baby Zeke in like the stomach of the like, as you were saying earlier. Yeah.
Maybe that's like foreshadowing.
That's like a weird foreshadowing metaphor thing.
And they did conveniently remind us of his pregnant Historia specifically in this episode as the episode where Zeke seemingly is dead. He's seemingly dead. He looks fucking dead. But the fact that he's like, am I dying? And then he's dead, it just seems like either that's really fucking cold as shit and kind of cool, a cool way to like, and shocking way to kill a character. Or, yeah, I don't know. Or it's like a fake out, or that's a way of saying like he's not dead. The fact that he's thinking about dying is like I don't know.
Oh, he was like almost dead, but then he wasn't dead, and
we'll see. But this picture has haunted me ever since this OP happened, and it never made any sense. Maybe I always thought it was like if it did anything, it was like the future of humanity kind of thing, fighting the Titans and shit. But it seems a little bit too like. One hand, other hand, we need the founding Titan and then the royal blood. Mm-hmm. And there's a pregnant royal person right now, and that looks like a male hand. Yeah. So it looks like it might, and it looks like
with
similar
like a
skin
similar,
tone.
Yeah, and like maybe like the similar jacket to like what Aaron's been wearing this season.
No, the jacket's dark as shit. This looks more like the cuff of the scout or like the military uniform. Like that orangey leather or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. Or is it leather, like rawhide maybe? I don't know. I don't know what it would be. Regardless, this picture has haunted me. It has to do with something bigger. I would assume because season 2, by the way, is also the season where we got introduced to paths as a concept when we were in the manga. It was way later, but they brought the chapters where Ymir was turned into a Titan. And was woken up and became a Titan shifter, and she like woke up in that like spiritual desert with all the paths connecting everywhere. That was introduced this season, so they brought it back to this part specifically, the from the future in the chronology of the release of the story to this part of the story, and decided to tie off that loose end because they left that thread hanging with Ymir for so long in the manga. They decided to move it here. Also the season where they have this in the opening. This has something to do with it. I'll stake my life on it. I'll stake my entire life on it.
I think it's a really plausible like I think it's probably like
we also know that a lot of the Titans are probably going to change hands if that's the case, because the Armored Titan and Falco is a thing. Gabby and Pieck, there seem to be setting up possibly for that. Like I don't know how long it'll last even. But I'm fairly certain with all the things that we've seen over the course of the season that Falco will get the Armored Titan, and that I'm not we haven't seen much about Gabby getting anything. I think Gabby might die or just have to live with being a normal person and not being like... Yeah, or maybe the completion of her arc as a person of Ymir and accepting her true self will culminate in her accepting the Cart Titan and sort of bring that out of her, because she's been denying that half for so long.
Titan
and Annie... I think Annie's gonna wake up, and Galliard is here, so it's possible that the crystal can be broken at the moment. So if Galliard goes there, finds her, they need to go. I don't know if she's beneath Stohess or where the fuck she is. I imagine they would keep her not in the Paradise District. I think that's actually what it's called, which is the fourth wall in the middle. It's like the tall square wall in the center of Walsina. I don't think it would be there because all the rich people are there, and they probably would want a Titan like underneath them. Probably underneath Stohess because it's kind of their burden, or another place. Maybe in Tross they would hold her. I don't know. I forget where specifically. They captured her in Stohess. They probably put her underground in Stohess and just haven't moved her, but I imagine they would moved her
Yeah,
to the most
I
secure
think
location.
she was wherever they've been sort of for most of the season because Armin was visiting
They were in
her.
Trost most of the season, I think. They've been all over the fucking place. They're right now we're in Shiganshina, so... And I don't think they kept her in Shiganshina. That'd be a huge fucking risk to security if they kept, like, their captured Titan in the most vulnerable possible location. Literally the place where they attacked the first time.
Yeah.
And yeah, the Zeppelins are there. They're fucking coming in
Reiner's
force.
there. He's not messing around this time. Like, no one's fucking around
Reiner,
this time.
this is his last war. Yeah, it's exactly this. He is expecting to die here. He is expecting, again, my theory, to give his Titan to Falco so that he can survive and possibly use it for, like, carry on his legacy.
Yeah.
Not his legacy, but, like, the ideals that they both share, sort of pay that forward.
Also, Falco kind of at this point has to inherit like, it wasn't like, it's not like, oh, Gabby can get it and Falco can go away.
Exactly. That's
There's
the only way
no choice because Falco has the spinal fluid inside of him.
I'm sorry. We're like assuming Zeke's dead. He can't be dead. If he's dead, that ruins the entire threat that they have over the military.
That's true. Maybe he's not dead, but maybe he will die.
After turning everyone into Titans? What if they do that?
I don't know.
What if that's like his last ditch effort and like just to get rid of the military and then do the euthanization? Yeah.
I don't know. Because I do think
He is possibly dead, but I don't think he's dead.
I don't think he's dead, but maybe he will die, and maybe the baby thing would still happen because they've talked about, like, oh, if a Titan dies, it will get reborn as a baby. Like, they've brought that up so many times that if they never used it even once, I would feel like it would be kind of lame.
It's Chekhov's baby. If you introduce a baby in the first arc, it's gotta be fired by the third arc.
You know? Like, I feel like that may still happen, but you're right, probably not yet, because we still have the threat. Unless that goes wrong, Zeke dies, and then that's no longer a threat, but no one knows that it's not a threat.
That might be a point of, like, and of course he doesn't actually die. His spirit will get carried on into the baby that gets him. So maybe maybe he'll die as, like, the Obi-Wan sort of thing here, where he's, like, carrying the will of the past, and then he, like, is helping Eren, and then Eren loses Zeke, but then in the last moment, in this moment where, like, he's doing it, he, like, reconnects with Zeke at that last moment, and them as it, like, flashes between this and, like, he's holding Zeke's hand, kinda. Yeah.
I don't know.
And something like that. Like, I feel like if he did die here, it would be really dramatic, because their entire leverage is hinging on the fact that the military is going to turn into Titans. And, but if he died, and if that news got out, or if he died and, like, Eren found out, or Yelena found out, first of all, she'd be grief-stricken, and she'd need to really control that information. It would be a really big point of contention.
Yeah, so I guess
it could go either way still, but I think that he's alive, because that threat, I think, still needs to hold for a little bit longer. I think he's alive,
but I still think that he may die at some point.
I think he will die.
And the baby thing he might die without giving the Titan to someone, and, like, something will happen.
Getting so locked in a theory is bad.
It's bad.
But
it seems like it would be
plausible.
So cool.
It seems so plausible. It seems like the perfect, most dramatic, perfect ending. It seems like it's literally just been, like, set up. Yeah.
It's like, it genuinely seems like that has been set up for a long time, but maybe not. Maybe
we gotta stay open.
out.
We gotta stay open to other possibilities, because we get caught, especially I get caught, because I'm so sure of myself with these theories, and it goes so deep, and there's so many layers. I'm kind of proud of myself. If that does end up happening, I'll be super proud of myself that I predicted the end of Attack on Titan. But I don't want to get too caught up in it, because it's happened to me before in this show and others, where, like, I get so attached that, like, when it doesn't happen, I get, like, the blow is really softened, of, like, the dramatic thing that ended up happening was different than the thing that I had fully planned out, like, way in advance.
And it's just like, oh, what I thought was better than that.
Yeah, I don't want to get too much into that, but it does seem like, especially with this opening picture. So.
Yeah. But I guess.
Is there anything else?
I don't know. I feel like there's more. We had the, like, sort of discussion amongst all the old scouts of, like, what did Eren say to you? Oh, well, we know Eren is an asshole, we don't care about him anymore. And then it's like, well, no, Eren wouldn't do that without a good reason, so maybe we need to look into the reason.
Yeah.
Which is, like, what we were talking about last time, of, like, if forcing Mikasa and Armin away from him is the way that, like, Eren saves them in the end, then then that's maybe the plan. I don't know, there's, like... But it is good that they're, like, considering that as well. But then they got immediately interrupted.
I guess that's
I can't believe we have to wait.
How long do you think we have to wait?
We're gonna have to wait for, like, a year at least. At least.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything else to say. We could look through real quick, but, like...
When Galliard just, like, burst up through the floor, that was so cool. She, like...
So close.
She, like, waves at all the guys, and then you just see him in there. Just, like... just, like, in there.
You still gotta do a Pieck cosplay before this is all over. You look exactly like her.
I feel like I don't really look that much like her.
You really do. You look exactly fucking like her.
I feel like none of my features are the same as her.
Your features are the exact same as her. Like, even your eye shape. Like, look at the eye shape here. Even she has, like, the little eyebrow, like, scruff on the end that you have right there. She has the same shit there. And the hair length is the same. She doesn't have, like, super long hair, and it's kind of wavy as well. You look exactly like Pieck. The only thing that's different is, like, your eye color.
Yeah, I feel like, but she has a different nose, though. Like, my nose is really, like, down. And, like, hers is kind of drawn like that from far away, but when it's up close, she has, like...
It's back and forth with her, I think. But, yeah, she does have... I feel like it's just... I feel like... Yeah, you look exactly
I think it's just
like
the hair that people think.
No, she does have kind of Annie nose syndrome. Yeah, see,
yeah, but
here,
then
it's all
there,
curved and
it's, like,
shit.
it's that... Like, there, it looks, like... similar, but on the other time she looks like Annie.
Generally speaking, I think you look exactly like her. You look way more like her than like Sasha. Yeah, see, you know, it's like they kind of go back and forth with her nose shape, but I still think if there's one character you look like.
I really like Pieck.
I like Pieck as well.
I feel like she is you mentioned Sasha. I feel like she's kind of the new Sasha, like just
new
just
best girl
yeah,
waifu.
New best girl. She's just really cool, really wholesome. You can tell she like really loves everyone. I don't know. I really like her. I'm glad that she got like her moment.
I'm glad too.
It was really satisfying to like see Pieck do something really cool.
Whenever she does anything, it's always really compelling, even if it isn't super complex. Like when she lost her Panzer Squad and shit, and she was fighting. Like it's really interesting.
She like, really, you can really like tell what she's feeling, and like, I don't know. I feel like she's really relatable in a weird way, and she has these like what she thinks and her ideals and everything are so like in the middle of where she's just like, oh, I'm not on their side, but I'm on their side. The people
very
who
individual.
I trust, I don't know. It's just really kind of refreshing and nice.
Yes,
I like it.
Yeah, it seems like there's three ideologies being espoused here in this story. There's individualism, where it's like you think of people as individual people, not as a part of a bigger group, so you judge them based on a person-to-person basis, and you don't worry about whatever military group or faction they're a part of. You judge them on their own merits. Then there's collectivism, where it's like people like Gabby, or the other Eldians who are like freaking out about Niccolo and shit. They're judging people based on their group identity and not based on basically at all. They judge people at face value based on whatever group they associate them with, etc., etc. That seems like the most toxic, at least the way it's presented here. And then there's like humanitarian, where it's more about thinking of everyone as under one roof, but also it's sort of a flawed ideology because of how different the people of Ymir and the rest of the world are. There's a very clear difference. Some people can turn into titans and eat and destroy, and most people can't. So there's a clear divide that needs to be reconciled with like a humanitarian point of view. And the only way to reconcile it is to try and negate that aspect. And there's no real way around it. It's like you're trying to, people like Eren or whatever, or whoever, they're trying to have freedom for all. They want everybody to be free. They want to have everyone have the chance to live the life they want to live, if they're willing to fight for it. If they're willing to care enough to like prioritize that, then they deserve it and they should have it. But it's a problem when it's the same thing we've always talked about. But it's like it's a problem when some people can turn into Titans and other people can't. Then it's not as simple as and when you add in history and all that shit and bloodshed, it's not as simple as everyone needs their freedom. There needs to be some sort of sacrifice, some sort of choice needs to be made for the good of humanity. And Eren said from the beginning that he was going to drive out all the Titans. He's going to kill them all, every last one. And I think that he's going to make that happen by the end of this series. I think that the euthanasia, it seems genuinely to be a bittersweet ending. It seems the most bittersweet and dramatic of we're gonna save everyone, but it requires like a big sacrifice, and like it's not quite perfect crystal, like everyone's happy and lives on forever. It's like
what I was last episode, I was like, oh, there's no way Eren can be going along with this plan because this is like kind of like a weird plan. But now that I see both plans were true, the rumbling was true, and the other combined together, not just, oh, it's okay, we can't, like, we're fine now, none of us can have babies, so just leave us alone. It's like, no, they still like put up the defense, but there's an end to it. It's not, we're not putting this off on the future generation because there is none.
Yeah.
That makes both of the, like, seeing how it would work together, like when Yelena explained that, I was like, okay, this is actually a thought out plan, not just Zeke going crazy because he like didn't want to be born.
Yeah. I'm curious are we going to see what Ymir came in contact with to give her the Titan juice?
I would love to see like we've seen just like that like drawing of like Ymir with like the apple, and the Titan devil. Or and I would love to see like a true history, like no one's, not this person tells the history this way, like everyone has their own version. I'm not sure how far I want them to go with it. I don't know if I want them to go Full Metal Alchemist, where like God is a character that's like early introduced and like early established. Like in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, if you haven't seen it, in like the first couple episodes or something, minor spoilers, the main character comes to contact with truth / God, all and one. I am also you, like everything, basically God, and sort of it becomes a thing that this happened. And I don't know if it's going to be like that. Are we going to see literally like, it's always an interesting thing, but it feels kind of cliche. So I hope they don't go like super obvious, like this, is this God? Am I looking at God and it's like a tree or something? Like, or I don't know, something like that. Like, I don't know how far I want them to go with it, but I want some kind of answer, because they've been alluding to, last episode, I think, or the one before? Last episode, with, Kasaver-san. He was doing some research into the Titans and everything, and Ymir, like, came in contact with, there's been alluding, like, whether it was a trade or, like, what exactly happened. Was the devil the thing that came upon a person? Was it an object? Is it a concept? Was it through some sort happened, of, like... Is there a better way to undo it rather than sterilizing everyone? Is there a way to,
seems, like... I can't tell if they're going to go with full... So they establish very clearly what their plan is, and from a narrative perspective, it's kind of weak to just do that. But if we're right in our theory of, like, a baby thing, then there's the conflict... Like, because... Okay. If you're thinking of it in terms of, like, you remember in school they teach you about, like, narrative arcs and shit and, like, the 3-act structure or whatever. If it just goes from, here's our plan completed, that's a linear bullshit story that, like, nothing happens. Like, it's just, like, there's some fights in between, but essentially we said it was going to happen this way and it happened that way. That's not usually how it goes. Usually there's, like, some sort of complication that, like, really, like, we're going straight. Oh, shit, this happened. Bam, now we got to go this way for a while. And then, we're looping back around and now we're coming back to the path we were on, and we made it to where we were going, but in a roundabout way.
Slightly different.
Yeah. Or either you make it to exactly where you were going in a roundabout way, or the fact that you had to take a different path gives you new information, or it changes the circumstances and the stakes to the point where the answer is different from when you started. that like both of those ways are kind of the way that this shit goes. I don't know which way they're going to go. If it's our original thing where Zeke is dead, that's like the fork in the road. That's like, oh shit, things were just like we were here, we were going here, we were on our way. Zeke's dead. Now the threat is gone for the military. We don't have control of the military. We can't meet Eren and Zeke and like make it happen. We can't do this or that. So now we got to go this way. And then now the baby's here. Now we're back on track. Baby, like holding hands with the baby, and now plan complete. And it's the same plan, but it was completed in a completely different way than we expected. Or Zeke dies, baby's there, and then learns something else. Like the fact that like the baby went through the paths or some other connection. The fact that Zeke died allowed Eren to gain some more insight into Titan powers and like complete the loop and like, oh, I understand exactly what happened, and because I have more information, now I can close the loop, and it doesn't need to be sterilization. It can be like blood extraction. Now there's no Titan juice, and it can be externalized in some way. Then that's like the perfect ending. But then maybe Eren sacrifices himself or something.
Yeah.
I don't know which of those is gonna happen. But one of those, I think that one of those is likely. On some level, there's gonna be some different shit in the middle there. All the stuff with the other Titan shifters and everything. But I am so excited for the rest of this show. I cannot wait for the next season.
It sucks that we have to wait so long.
I've been watching this show since 2014, ladies and gentlemen. I'm fine. I've been watching this shit for 7 years. I don't give a fuck if I have to wait another one.
I only watched it for the first time like last year.
I finished season 1, immediately read the manga up to like season 3, and then have been, just cruising ever since. Waiting isn't that big of a deal for me. I just really hope that we don't get spoiled and it can be a surprise. But I don't know. Man. It's gonna be rough as shit. I don't know what's gonna happen. What I do hope is that, like I said at the beginning of the reaction, I really hope that they take their time, because if you've made it this far and you're like a big Attack on Titan stan and like don't want to hear anything bad about the show, this season has in some ways been a breath of fresh air, and in other ways been not a complete train wreck. That's a huge over-exaggeration. No. Has been a train wreck on some level. The animation, especially in the Liberio fight, was at times bad. It was just not as good. It was not just not as good as previous seasons. I say this as a series-long fan of Attack on Titan. Like I said, I've been with this since 2014. I love this series. It was shit tier at times with the way the CG looked. Sometimes it was good, but every time I saw it, I couldn't help but think like, this feels like a different setting. This feels like it doesn't feel like. It not only doesn't feel like Attack on Titan, it feels like once we cut to the fucking the Titans jumping around, it's like we're not watching the same show. It's like it looked like a fan edit. It looked like we were watching the one show, and then somebody cut in a scene from a video game that like did the scene better, and then we kept going with like what the show was doing. And it just wasn't as good as previous seasons. It's just fact. If you look, and do me a favor, if you think that I'm wrong, go back and look up Attack on Titan Sakuga or best fights from Attack on Titan season 1, and look and like just pay attention to the way the animation changed over the seasons. It's changed. It got, in my opinion, I feel like there was a degradation. Look, especially comparing scene by scene fights from season 1 to season 3. I feel like the fighting animation, all told, like the fights in season 1 and the action animation was better. But than in season 1 than in season 3 or in earlier seasons. But none of that matters, because there were times where it was genuinely bad. And I know that it's been a rough year. There's been COVID. I'm sure that the production committee was like, we are struggling right now. Like we really need like a boost to the economy, to our like interests. We really need to jumpstart this shit. We need to do Attack on Titan as soon as possible. When can you have it done? Earliest possible date. They're like, I thought we were going to have an extra like year to do it, or like half a year, or more resources or something. We're just a brand new production taking this on. Can we have a little bit more time? They're like, no. do it as soon as possible. And then this is what we got. And they had to skimp on something. Some of the animation early on was really good as far as like character animation and stuff like that. It had its ups and downs, but overall the visual quality, not just animation either, the framing and the just the way that scenes are flowing and edited, I can tell that they're a little bit rushed. Just not even just in terms of quality of animation and frame count, just in terms of like the direction and the quality of the way that scenes are moving. There's a clear step down. And again, I say that with like full, I love this. I'm willing to overlook it, but I'm not willing to turn a blind eye entirely. I'm willing to notice that it's there and still enjoy it for what it is.
But also hope that
I just want
next time it's better.
Exactly. That's what I'm really trying to say. I just hope that they have enough time. If it takes an extra year to get the last bit, fucking take it. It's been 8 years at this point as far as the show has been going. I am fine as long as they take what they need. If we get this quality of the final season, I'll be happy. If we get like first 3 seasons quality or Jujutsu Kaisen quality of the last season, I'll be ecstatic. It will be great. But I really don't want to see more CG Titan fights, at least as much as it can be helped, even if it is more consistent with like what they've set up for the first half of the season. I really hope that they take the time to go back to 2D, really put effort into the Sakuga and put time into it, and hopefully they can allocate the right funds and budget everything out, because it seems to me clearly to be a budgetary issue, a time issue, and I don't know what their budget was necessarily, so I guess I can't say that, but there was clearly some sort of production issue other than them switching studios that made this like the best possible scenario. Because, you know, we've seen other stuff from MAPPA this year, a shitload of stuff for the past year, and this was visually, out of like the 3 action-y shows I can think of that off the top of my head that they did in the last year, God of High School, Jujutsu, and Attack on Titan. This was, in my opinion, the worst looking action-wise out of those 3, and they were all from the same studio. There's probably some reasons for that. I just hope that they can iron that out, and I hope that they are given enough time. I hope is that the production committee and all the people at the top, all the executives, aren't like, oh, this was a huge success, we did everything right, do the exact same thing again for the finale. Rather, like, if they take that time, like, okay, we have this nest egg, we made this much money, the season was a huge success, we're going to give you guys some extra time to really iron it out and fucking pull out all the stops for this shit, because this is going to be legendary. I hope it's in their best interest, and I hope that they make that happen. Yeah. That's about all I have to say.
I think that's it.
I'm so excited.
Hope that you guys, if you're not subscribed, but you stayed this long, I hope that you maybe subscribe. We have some new shows coming up soon, and we obviously will be reacting to whenever the second half of this season comes out. We will be reacting to that. We're really excited for it.
Let us know in the comments if you want to see more other types of Attack on Titan style content, like discussions or like a podcast style thing. We've been thinking about doing like wrap-ups for all the shows that we're finishing. So let us know if you'd be interested in that. But yeah. Hope you leave a like. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.